Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video of the Life of Mike. It's Life of Mike. Hey, look, people actually think this is how Final Fantasy works because there's so many series of video games. People think it continues and all this stuff, and people have this misconception that the game and do like a storyline, right? It's actually not. It's not like that. My friend tried to word it that way one way, and I figured out what he was actually thinking, and I broke it down, and he got really extremely offended. And I thought about this recently, just actually like 10 minutes ago, that like this. He keeps referring to Final Fantasy. The first, and when you refer to Final Fantasy, the video game, you gotta say which Final Fantasy or the Final Fantasy video games. When you refer to Final Fantasy, you're talking about the first one. Because Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8 are different from Final Fantasy 6, 7, 3, 13, 12, 14, and 10. It's just that way. The only time Final Fantasy can continue the storyline, add a 2 or a sequel to one of the numbers, because that's the same storyline for that game. Does that make sense? So I was like, dude, it's not even what you think, because he keeps referring to the Final Fantasy thing, but I was like, he's not referring to which game. You know what I'm saying? That's like he's just never going to understand it because he's avoiding Final Fantasy. I don't know why he's avoiding it. Like he never. I was like, you ever played it? He said no. He said he doesn't like it, but he doesn't like it. That's what I don't understand. But he went and bought fucking Lord of the Rings: Shadow of Mordor. That game looked completely retarded. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. It's Lord of the Rings. There's hobbits in it and stuff like me, but no one cares about fucking hobbits, man. You get what I mean? No one cares about fucking those golems and all this other shit. And unless I don't really get it what he's really basing it off of, why he hates Final Fantasy. You get what I'm saying? And I mean, I know it's not RPG stuff because he plays RPGs, right? I just think he has this fucked up concept about what Final Fantasy is, and it's not even like that, you know? So I was like, dude, Final Fantasy. I said when Final Fantasy 16 comes out, no one can guess what it'll be like. That's what it's like to play Final Fantasy. You don't know what the next game is going to be like. Does that make sense? So no one can guess what Final Fantasy 16 could be, regardless of how many Final Fantasies you play. And I explained that to him. I said, now do you get it? It's a completely different game. I said they do have same things like weapons, swords, and stuff. Yes, of course, all games have that. If did it wouldn't be fucking the game. Like how Final Fantasy 15 is one of the biggest fucking Final Fantasy games there is. They had all these fucking extra stuff to it, right? And all the different characters you got to play as. They made it like this whole game from different points of view. Because usually video games, they make it where you only play one character and then you got a party. They were trying to make it to where you play the whole game. Like you're interfacing from every different point of view, which is pretty fucking good. So it's like this. People think Final Fantasy is done a certain way, and it's really not like that. I mean, I know some people that actually know what it's about, because one of my other friends was like, he's like, he never really played it because when he did play it, it was like back on regular Nintendo. But it's not in regular Nintendo graphics no more, man. It's not even like that anymore. He's talking about something back he's seen in the 90s. Of course, if you've seen Final Fantasy in the regular Nintendo or Super Nintendo, you'd be like, it's fucking stupid looking. Yes, of course it is. That's just the graphics back then. But he wasn't back then to do that because he was too young. You know what I'm saying? He was too young. So, like, when Final Fantasy 7 came out, dude, when I seen Final Fantasy 7 in a magazine, back in like 97, 98, I didn't get it till like 98 or 99, right? I traded my bike for Final Fantasy 7. And I play Final Fantasy 7, super happy. I'm really extremely disappointed that my dad didn't. I just said was, hey, I want Final Fantasy 7. And he surprised me for my birthday or Christmas. It was Christmas. He surprised me for Christmas with the $100 bike. Really nice little mountain bike thing for me. I traded that to my friend for Final Fantasy 7. I did. And then my dad comes in the house and goes, I'm sitting there happy as fuck playing Final Fantasy 7. He goes, he points to the couch to where the bike ain't there no more. I spent over $100 on that bike. I really needed that game. I didn't give a fuck if you spent $100, man. You better come talk to me first. You better come talk to me first, man. I don't care about a bike. I done got a bike and it broke down. Of course he wouldn't give you another bike. I burned them up and stuff, run the tire out and things. And that's another thing about it. Uh, yeah, I just felt like I let him go. I think I ended up giving the dude his game back and get my bike back. Really can't remember. Then again, I remember keeping Final Fantasy VII, and I think dude came to me and said his mom said he wanted to trade it back, and fucking, I really wanted to trade fucking that bike for Final Fantasy VII. And I mean, I wanted Final Fantasy VII because, like I said, I seen a magazine at school at one point, and I think either black kid Juwan or Jeremy, which is Jeremy's the dude I punched in the face after school, and he'd always tease me. They were really cool with me after that. It was really cool. It made me extremely happy. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm with the cool kids now. That's all. I accomplished all of the shit I really needed to do, actually. And when I go back and think that I was bullied, it actually really wasn't, because I stood up to myself, and they all respected me the next year in school. Because all that shit happened in 5th grade when I had the 2 females fucking the end of that day at their house. They said, come over. And then I felt like I was too much of a bitch to like actually hurt these dudes, like hurt them. But I'm like elementary, man. I'm like really hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this. Hold up. I walk down here, dude's house. I talk too much. So check this out. Yeah, I came cool with them. So they were telling me about Final Fantasy VII, a book magazine. They pointed to like a picture of it. And of course, if you really go back and look at the graphics of Final Fantasy VII, how they integrated it, dude, you can go back to Final Fantasy VIII. I swear to God, they got one scene in the video game when you're playing it, it's CGI and video game play at the same fucking time as you're just running across screen, and while battle's going on in the background, and shit is in depth. It's like if they made the video game entirely like that. See, here's the problem about that. The reason why they couldn't make the entire game, Final Fantasy VIII with all the stuff in the background, how that one part where the 2 gardens are fighting and shit, and the red versus the blue, and the fucking Balamb Garden, I think it was Balamb Garden fighting, or some shit happened, and they fucking docked, or some shit happened where they were fighting, and you're running across a squall, right, in your fucking team, and then right in the back, the dude hits the dude off the bike with a fucking sword, and he flips, and you're going across, and the entire cinematic gameplay, you can control while it's like insane, like, yo, the fuck? Oh, that was the most insane, cool thing ever. The reason why they couldn't make an entire game like that is there's not enough data to put all that visual data in. Now, if the PlayStation if they went and made Final Fantasy VII like they did, Final Fantasy VIII like they did nowadays, they need to remake all them games. I'm telling you, if they remake 6, they remake 8, they even remake 9, if they even remake 10, it would be sick. They could literally remake 2. They could do this shit again. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, technology's gonna be to where the motherfuckers can put on a green suit and just walk around in the video games made. And of course, they already do that, but I'm talking about that's just extreme exaggeration. People fucking really like Final Fantasy. So when I seen that shit, the visuals look pretty fucking good. Like yo, just the background, you move a little block character because that's your little movement guy, and they actually put a lot of the stuff in the game pretty sleek looking in Final Fantasy VII. So that's it. That's all I want to say. People think Final Fantasy's that way. I want to clarify that it's really not. Final Fantasy done another way. Peace.